This is the first ever Audi Q3 Sportback. Want to know more? Let's go. This one here, the Q3 Sportback, gets a special grille with this comp style right there. It also here has a black or shadow package, which adds those black accentuations inside the grille and also here in the lower part. Then this is also the S-Line, therefore you have a stronger lower bumper. The headlamps, they come standard with LED, but also in 3 different trims. And beginning with the second trim, then you also have cascading turning indicator lights. And this one here is the third trim, the Matrix LED light, then also with a more sophisticated high beam. 4.50 meters, 14'8" or 177 inches is the length of the Q3 Sportback, and that's just about 2 centimeters longer than a normal Q3 SUV. The reason is that the rear lamps, they stand a little bit more out, and therefore they have made the rear bumper a little bit longer. So basically both are the very same cars, you know, a little bit different here and there. Main difference is that the roofline here is 3 centimeters lower. You also have this coupe style rear ending right there. So it has a more dynamic, sportier look. And well, we see how it plays out for the rear headroom there. That will be very interesting. Then wheels come from 17 to 20 inch. Those ones here are the top 20 inch. And they always start from 17 inch aluminum wheels, together also with some other upgrades, so you have a little bit more standard equipment than with the Q3 SUV. And then the price is also a little bit higher. You can expect some 2,500 euros extra price if you compare it to the Q3 SUV. So normally there's a base suspension and the stiff sport suspension. That one is standard here for the Q3 Sportback, but without extra price you can go back to the normal base suspension if you want a little bit softer. And optional, there's an adaptive suspension available, which then varies a little bit from comfort to sport mode. The color here is called Pulse Orange, by the way. And from the rear perspective, you can clearly see that this window is very, very flat. That's the main difference to the Q3 SUV. Also, the Q3 Sportback here gets a sportier style in the lower bumper with this somewhat diffuser style. And again, a contrast to the vehicle color. So very beautiful work here for the LED in the rear. And there, if you have the higher LED trims, you can also again activate the turning indicator, which has this cascading style. And to show you another color, this one here is called Dew Silver, like the Mountain Dew. The engine lineup of the Audi Q3 Sportback is just the same than the one of the Audi Q3 SUV. All 4-cylinder engines. Diesel side, a 2-liter with 150 or 190 horsepower. Petrol side, all turbos. Either 150 horsepower, that is then a 1.5-liter engine, either with a manual gearbox or with the S-Tronic dual clutch transmission. And then there's a 2-liter turbo petrol engine, either with 190 horsepower, or the top one you can see right here too, 230 horsepower. This lever here from the inside of the door is basically the other way around, but that's the way you can grab it better than from the inside. Interesting. Nice clicking sound for the window levers. Also reasonable space at the inside of the doors, and I like this Alcantara use here for the armrest. Then if we move towards the inside, on the lower part you have the S entry badge. It's also illuminated just a little bit. And if we pan up right here, we can see the steering wheel has a flat bottom to already get you a sportier style. A lot of black panel design is being used, soon more to that. Let's first focus on the seats, because the seat in general has 2 forms, a base seat, which is a little bit more open, and then here a sport seat with stronger bolsters. Both are available in base fabric. That's the best choice for the best climate comfort in summer and winter. And optionally you can have different elements. For example, then you can get a little bit more Alcantara, some fabric, leatherette, animal skin mix. This one here is the seat which has the most animal skin part, but this one is also a mix of animal skin and leatherette, but no one knows really which part is from which origin. So Audi is reducing the animal skin share overall on the seat. And you can also get a total fabric seat, as I mentioned earlier. So different stylings available right there. Let's now get inside. No shoe tape today because it's all clean in this airport hangar here. Not sure how you pick up some background sounds, but definitely interesting also with some airplanes here inside. Then the seating position right here, I'm 1 meters 86 or 6'1", and that still leaves some headroom right here. That's the front, and it's the same then in the Audi Q3 SUV. The whole middle console is about 10 degrees leaned towards me, towards the driver. Very interesting, driver focused. Nice Alcantara used here on the top part. Soft touch also, then the flat bottom steering wheel with a good grip. Right side volume control, left side you can use those digital instruments, zoom in and out for example. And it's interesting that the base setup is always coming with digital instruments. It's just that the base comes here on the left side with 10.25 inch and on the right side it would be 8.8 inch. And if you upgrade it, you get a new combination like this. This is the top spec, 12.3 inch digital instruments on the left and 10.1 inch screen on the right. And let's just start with those digital instruments right here on the left. You can here zoom in and out on the map. This is the big map view, but you can also make it a little bit smaller if you want a better instrument view. Talking of smartphones, either Bluetooth connection or then with the USB Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And new now also, you can have the wireless Apple CarPlay. First time also in the Audis now. So far only BMW offered that. And here also a look at the GPS map. It zooms in and out. Actually it's quite responsive and also a great visualization. Really like we still have this somewhat manual climate unit, also with nice clicking. Now get in the rear, the door does not open too wide, but still quite okay. You sit also somewhat high and upright here in the rear, and now it gets really exciting because this rear bench can be slid forward and backward, but in the Q3 SUV 15 centimeters front and back, and here 13 centimeters. And those 2 centimeters, I cannot slide it even more back, is somewhat what I'm missing in the front of my knees. However, as a tall person, 1 meters 86 or 6'1", you can still sit here. So you can drive this car with 4 adults, but definitely a little bit less legroom in the normal than in the normal Q3. Also with a hard shell here at the back part of the seat. It might be a little bit better if you go for the base seat form. I suppose they're a little bit thinner, then you have also a little bit more legroom because the sport seats are usually a little bit thicker. That could be one solution. But headroom now, well, when I sit a little bit, cramped like from the spine, still okay. But when I put my spine all the way upright, I do hit the ceiling with my head. And now as for the trunk, electric tailgate, and the liter figure is 530 liters. The same Q3 SUV and Q3 Sportback. The difference is that you lose some height right here. That's the main difference. And also when you flip the seat, the liter figure then is a little bit lower, 1,400 liters. That's 125 liters less than with a flipped seat setup than with a Q3 SUV. But again, the main difference is you have less height here. You can also put this one here up and it stays up right there. Either you have some more room underneath, or if you have the additional 15 speaker B&O sound system, you have the subwoofer right here. By the way, this 15 speaker B&O sound system is really cool. Yes, it's really expensive as an extra, but it gives an extraordinary sound, one of the best sounds in those compact vehicles I've heard so far. We already tested that one at our Q3 driving review. And the color interior variation here with the other car, see with a little bit brighter Alcantara at the inside of the doors, and also at the seats they have some brighter contrast, not all the way black. This is a gray style then, also with Alcantara inserts right there. And as I said earlier, the seats also available with some fabric on the inside or Alcantara at the inside parts, so a lot of variation available there. As I said earlier, you can also just save the money and go all the way fabric. It will also look good. And now to our conclusion for today with the Audi Q3 Sportback. Exterior, in general, it looks quite impressive, although it's not such a big car. It really has a compact size in this length, but looks very strong already in the front, already a little bit sporty and stronger than the Q3 SUV. Then this side silhouette, I think it looks quite nice and adds this sporty character. Of course, it's somewhat a compromise because on the inside you lose a little bit of legroom and headroom both. However, still there is a good package. It's just that the Q3 SUV has an even better package. The interior build quality is really superb, and there are also more and more nice seating choices here in the lower segments if you compare it also to the bigger Audi cars. So overall, a very good car, no doubt. In driving, we can also expect some agility and also comfort fun, at least when you have the adaptive suspension or the base suspension. Yeah, their setup here is to think, sporty looking car, also very stiff, but we cannot recommend that, as I said, from our experience with the Q3 SUV. Also look out for the wheel size, because those very big rims there, they look cool, but again also reduce the comfort a little bit. But if you have some more money left, rather put it to the sound system, because that one then, the optional 15-speaker sound system, is really a cool extra to pick. Very, very interesting how the share will be on the market. Of course, the Q3 SUV will be the most important one still. Also, this one here, the Sportback, will not be available on the US market because the US department of Audi decided against it. Not sure if that's the right decision. Is it maybe because you have a little bit less space in the rear? That might have been the main reason for that. I am not so sure about that. Engine-wise, the mild hybrid system will be very interesting if that will give some more fuel savings in this 1.5-liter engine. I hope to be able to drive that in the driving review of this one. So far, please tune in to the Q3 SUV driving part, and you will also know a lot more about this very vehicle. I hope you enjoyed our episode here today, and please also tune in next time and leave us your comments about this vehicle.